Hi everyone, welcome to the video. We are going to solve minimum number of deletions and insertions to convert string A to string B. Okay, so we are given two strings, string 1 and string 2. We have to convert string 1 to string 2. Okay, now see, you can add something, you can delete something. But see, we can compare it with LCS since in LCS there are two strings here also, and in LCS you have to return integer output here also. So two of the conditions, I mean, except the equation itself is matching with the LCS. So we'll go ahead with LCS pattern. Here, see in the string 1 and string 2, what is the LCS? If you can see, E and A is common in both in the same order, hence they are the LCS. Longest common subsequence in both string 1 and string 2. Length of LCS is 2. Okay, so we can convert string 1 to string 2 via LCS of them, which is EA in example 1. Okay, now what is the number of characters difference between LCS and string 1? It is 2, H and P. We will remove those characters H and P which are not in LCS, and we will again calculate what is the difference between string 2 and LCS. LCS is EA and string 2 is PEA. Okay, and what is the difference? One character. So if you can calculate LCS of both the strings and subtract length of both the strings, string 1 and string 2, you will get your answers. And deletions, number of deletions will be length of string 1 minus LCS, and number of insertions will be length of string 2 minus LCS. Okay, but in our case we have to return the sum of both insertion and deletion. We will do that. First of all, we will store the length of both the strings, string 1 and string 2 in our case. Now I will just create LCS function. That's one. Okay. Now I will create and initialize the DP. And as you know, initially we we initialize everything with 0. Now that will start from first row and first column, not 0th row and 0th column. And since you must be knowing that 0th row and 0th column with will not yield you anything, because if any of the string is 0 is empty, you won't get LCS, nothing in LCS, nothing will be common. Okay, as simple as that. So to begin with, if you know last character of both these strings is equal, then in that case we will just take the previous row and previous column. Okay, diagonally previous row and previous column. So ppij equal pp I minus 1 previous row, j minus 1 previous row, plus 1, because we have to add to that. We are reaching next row. Okay, now if that's not the condition, which means last character of both the string is not common, in that case there will be two conditions. First, we will remove the first last character from the string 1 and take the entire string 2, or we can take entire string 1 and remove the last character of the string 2. So, and we will store only the maximum of both the cases. So max pi minus 1j. Here we have removed the last character of the string 1 and entire string 2, and again in second case we are taking entire string 1 and removing the last character of the string 2. Now after we have done that, we just return our DP, which is last element, last cell, and here I will create two variables, insertion and okay, and initialize both of them with 0, since initially there will be 0. Then we will calculate, wait a minute. Yeah. Now we will calculate what is the value of insertion. First of all, let me calculate deletion. So deletion is, I told you, difference between the length of string 1 and LCS. X minus X was the length of string 1, LCS minus x1 x2 x1. And insertion will be what? Length of string 2 minus LCS. So X1Y. Okay. And at the end, we have to return in this question, you have to return sum of both insertion and deletion, total number of operations which you need to do. Let me submit it for you so that we will check if our condition is correct. Okay, it's failing. Okay, indentation level should be good now. Yeah, it does the job in pretty less time. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Have a nice day.